Right, hey, so recently Triskept has been going through and updating all of our Dishonored guides for the hitless community, and he's done a great Dishonored 2 guide that I'll link in the description, but that guide is for Corvo, and I wanted to do an Emily guide just because she's my preferred character, and I think there's some really fun stuff you can do with her, so I thought we'd get another guide out there just so there's more choice for people. So, while this is an Emily guide, I do want to start off with this really well made diagram that the text isn't aligned on because I spent loads and loads of time on it to talk about like the actual characters themselves and the differences between them, their strengths and that. So the big thing about Emily is she is like a character who's really strong without any upgrades or runes basically. Because far reach, it can connect to things really far away, you can bridge huge gaps with it without having to do any sort of upgrades. Like it starts off at its max range, which means upgrading it's pretty much useless. Like yeah, if you really want the slow time while falling, you can do, but if you kind of know what you're doing and you just path right, it doesn't matter at all. So Emily is just really good. She just really strong for that. Her big downside, however, is that the rest of her powers suck. Like Domino's fine if you put like 10 runes into it, but otherwise, like, Doppelganger and whatever the Mesmerize, that's what it's called. So useless, I don't remember its name. Like, all they do is distract guards. Like, you can shoot a wall or throw a glass and it does that for you. Like, and Shadow Walk exists too, I guess, but why would you ever use it? Like, for an any percent hitless run, Dog Water, like she does not scale at all into like a later run. So that's her big weakness. Also, I guess the physics on her far reach can be a bit of a kind of a double-edged sword. If you know how to use it and you're good with using it, it's really helpful that you can actually propel yourself with the physics on it. If you don't use it properly, you can kill yourself with it, and that's not awesome. So we don't want to do that. So that's her one weakness, I guess, or her two weaknesses. Then on the other hand, we've got Corvo. Now, Corvo is the complete opposite, I'd say. If you pump a bunch of runes into Corvo, he completely just demolishes everything. Like the two blink upgrades mainly, the extra distance and the redirective one, can just completely make the game so simple. Like you can do really crazy like blinks where you can do like a 90-degree angle on it mid-air to clear weird distances, and the time stop on it is also really nice because it just gives you lots of time to think about things. You can't like mess up a blink because you didn't do it fast enough and fall to your death. You can just chill in the air and like wait until you're confident you've got the right angle. He's also got bend time, which is always overpowered. It's like not quite as good, I guess, in this game because it takes 5 runes to unlock rather than 2 like it does in the first. But either way, it's still incredibly strong at rank 1 if you can get it. But his biggest weakness is that he starts off really weak compared to Emily. Blink level 1 like does not go very far at all. There's a lot of skips you can do as Emily that you just can't do as Corvo unless you've got agility and the upgraded blink. So that's like his big weakness, and that's why I personally prefer Emily, because I just like a more minimalist structure to the run, like where you're not having to go and get every rune. There's not like a setup, like I used to run Elden Ring as my main game, and I can tell you how much I hate having to set up my character, so we want things to be simple. We want a run where we don't have to do much, and that is what this route is. So this run that I'm going to show in here was 47 minutes on max difficulty, and that is also with me screwing up some things that really should be easy and getting one weird glitch that slowed the run down. So this in theory could have been like 45 something, you know? This is a really fast run for Dishonored 2. Like if you're not a speed runner, like there's nothing in this run that's hard to do. There's no like crazy tricks, no like things you need to practice over and over again because they're really risky. It's just like solid minimalist pathing that makes it really quick. So, gonna get into it now. I'm playing this on very hard. You don't have to do that for a hitless run, I just like it. And a hitless run, medium is the sort of normal accepted difficulty. You can go up as much as you want. I mean, if you don't want it verified, you could go down if you want to. If you're just doing it for fun, it's, you know, it's completely up to you. If it's a video game, you should play to enjoy it. And so, start, obviously here, there's not really anything you can do differently, you just run through there. I like getting these fruits just because this is going to be a no damage run as well. I really just like having my health be full so I can tell when I've taken damage. Now here, we're going to wait until that guard has gotten past this guy just so he can't see us do this. And we're just going to kill both of them quick. Jump down here, holding block while you're falling, it stops your hard fall animation when you land. Doesn't stop damage or anything, so it's fine to do in hitless runs, it's just like a bit faster, I guess. And now we're gonna wait here. And we wait here after opening that door that starts Ramsey's cutscene dialogue thing. He will eventually just walk into this room on his own and we can easily kill him. So we are going to be boring, and we are just going to wait for him to do that. Except we won't wait for him to do that, because it's boring, so I'm going to speed it up. God, even at 2 times speed it feels slow, dude. Right, here we go. So as he walks in, just going to drop assassinate him, quickly interact with him to pick up his ring. Watch one of Dishonored 2's many unskippable cutscenes. It's one of the greatest things about running this game, how many times you get to see all of these cutscenes. Then we're just going to run through to this door. What's this? Another unskippable cutscene. And run through. Now, we, once again, are being very minimalist on this run, so we're not going to be using any shops all game, but I'm going to try point out little pickups if you do want them. So over here, there is a safe that has got a gold bar in with some money if you want it. Pick up the gun so that we can leave. Unskippable cutscene. Right, I messed this up a bit, but you run through here, there's a painting there if you want more money. Then we're going to be careful where we drop doing this, just so we don't take any damage while running. Jump up here. And once again we're going to hold block to cancel that as we run off of there. Now, when dropping down, I've taken damage dropping down onto this train before. So I'm always scared of that. So when I drop down, I try to stand below like this line here with these 2 clip things. So I kind of just stand around here when I drop down just to make sure I'm not taking any damage here, because that's a really boring point to reset on. Pretty sure I had to reset a trilogy no damage run because I just fell off and missed this train at one time, so don't do that. Land on the train. Then we're going to jump onto this thing when we get to it, sprint back over. Now we're going to land on this platform here. The train tries to stick you to it a bit as you run off, so just be careful about that. Jump down into this water. There's a good chance you're going to see one of the guards on the pier, like, have a slight notification marker come up above him. Don't care about that, he's not going to see you, it just always does it for some reason. I don't think it did here, actually, so screw me, I guess, but it does it a lot. And you just don't need to care about it any of those times. And that's mission 1 done. Pretty simple if you practice it a bunch, like, there's only 2 guards you actually interact with all level. It's mostly just a waiting thing, really. Like, it's a bit boring. So we're going to interact with that door when we get to here, because that spawns this whole void segment. Gonna run up here. Please accept his powers. I'm not doing a no powers guide, because I have not run no powers. And then this segment, you've got unlimited mana, so you can just far reach as much as you want to get through here. You don't take full damage either. The only thing to think about is if you fall off into this void here and like get reset back onto the like platforms, we count that as a hit, so you will lose your run if you do that. So don't do that. But your pathing here can be as simple or as complex as you'd like. If you want to do some crazy speedrun trick, go ahead, but might as well just run through for safety so you don't like launch yourself off into the void and have to reset a run before you've even actually started it. So when we get into here, this rune, Bone Charm even on the right, is Void Favor, which will just occasionally mean that we don't spend mana when we cast a Far Reach. It's not that important, it's not really going to change anything, but it's kind of nice sometimes. It probably saves you a couple mana potions over a run, or at least just some time that would otherwise need mana potions to make up for it. Then we're also taking level 1 agility here. Now those 2 runes we picked up are half of all the runes we're going to pick up in this whole run. All we are getting is agility level 1 and 2. We don't want any other powers, we just want to be fast.
Off we go then. It won't do to be recognized.
So on that boat there were also a couple mana potions, I believe, in the room that Hypatia would usually be in, if you like skirt around the outside to get to those. But we don't need that many mana potions this run. It's only if you just want some extra to go a bit faster, or just because you don't trust your mana management. Speaking of, directly behind where I am right now at this angle, there is a mana potion on the pier if you want it. We're going to get rune 3 of 4 here, out of this whale. There is a black market shop through here and up there if you're collecting money and you want to get anything from there, like sleep darts or something. Once again, we're not bothering. Get to here, sneak right around when you get to the actual street the guards are on. And we are aiming for this open window up there next to that picture of Delilah. So just sneak past this whole thing here. None of the guards will ever see you if you do this, they're too busy killing that poor guy down there. From here, we're going to pull ourselves up onto this balcony bit. Then there is a spiky fence here, so we want to make sure we're pulling ourselves right above that. I am holding forward when I did that far reach over that fence just to make sure I clear it. Now in this section, there is a guard who will patrol up this street and will eventually start looking this way that we're blinking to now. If you're doing it fast enough, he will not be here yet. But if you're still new and learning and you're not maybe as fast, you should check for him. Because if he sees you, it can be a bit of a problem. But if you're doing it fast enough, he should just not be at this point yet. So we're just gonna go down and we'll be fine. We get up here, we're going to blink onto this traffic light, and then we are aiming for the inside of this window. I know it looks like you cannot stand there, but you can. But you've got to be careful that when you blink up to this, once again, you're holding forwards, and you keep it held forwards. Because we want to, smidge, that's not a word, squish ourselves into this so we don't fall off. If you don't hold forward there, you can slide off into the tracks, and that's your run done. Pull ourselves over here. We're going to pull onto this roof here of the carriageway. Then we're going to aim our far reach so we land directly in this and pull the lever. Because if we pull that quick enough, the guards won't be able to actually react to us before we start ending the level and they stop thinking about us. Because apparently, like, sneaking around is more conspicuous than just taking a train, so that's that level done. It's really short, there's not much to it, just practice, make sure you're not like far-reaching yourself into any of the spikes, and make sure you're just being like cautious about landing in that windowsill properly. That is where you're most likely to lose a run on this level. So, Hypatia level, we start by sprinting up until about this wall, because there's two guards in here who might hear you. Now, I stand up before double jumping onto this, just for a bit of extra height so that I can get to it more easily. Then we're going to double jump and pull ourselves up there. That can be a bit scary, timing-wise on it. I lost one of my first trilogy no damage runs to that. So, if you are scared of doing that, you don't like it, a nice alternative route is this thing here. Once you're up on here, you pull yourself on top of this, wait for your mana, and then pull yourself up to where we just far reach to, doing it in 2 far reaches instead of 1. It's a little bit safer, it's slower, but, you know, if it's your first run, you shouldn't care about that, just go for whatever you find most comfortable. And if you find this is 100%, then just go for that one too. Up here, sort of from top left of where I am now, there's an outsider shrine with 2 runes in it if you want those. We don't because we're Emily. We're going to hop along here. Then we want to get, when we go up here, we want to make sure we're just getting nice and close so that we're starting some dialogue in there, just to speed things up. Doesn't matter a whole lot, but it's a little faster. Then we're getting our final rune, and we're getting rapid sprint. And we are done as far as setup goes. We are as strong as we're going to get. Now pull ourselves down so we land on this little metal box, and we're going to wait for these guys to have their conversation. Usually what a lot of people do is they go up into this like grate above the lift. If you've ever been there, you know the collision there sucks. It's awful. It's so miserable getting stuck in it, so I've decided that I'm no longer bothering, because it's completely safe to just go here. We're going to wait for this guy to leave the room. Then this guard in red, you can't really see him, but he's going to walk over here, do a cool spin there, and then he's going to go like walk and look at this door. Once we see that his back is properly turned to us, we're going to far reach here, ring this bell to open the door, and we're just going to kill him from behind. Don't worry about that glass breaking, no one's around to hear. Then pick up the key and 2 mana potions, and we're just going to head down to the next level. Be careful about standing up around here, the guards down there can hear you and then they'll start searching. This hallway's a little scary, there's a lot of blood flies. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw one here to burn this one. There's a rune there if you want it. We're going to pick up these flame darts, and now we're just going to sprint. And if you're fast enough and you just sprint through, blood flies will not have time to aggro on you. It's completely safe to do, it just looks a little scary. Now for Hypatia, we want to take this and we want to throw it on the top half of her body. We want to hit around her back to head. If you go too low, she can survive this. I always kind of like hitting her with my sword, just to guarantee she's definitely dead. So there's a sleep dart here. Painting there if you want more money. Make sure you take that audiograph, otherwise the level won't end. Here, there's a mana potion, sleep dart, mana potion. And now that is the Hypatia level basically done. The quick way out we're going to do is we're going to shoot these whale oils with a regular dart. You don't need any like fancy ones. And these guys are going to explode. We pull ourselves down, deactivate the watchtower for Billy. And then there's one guard down here. He's obviously going to be a bit startled, so you just want to look for him. I see that he's there. Drop assassinate him. Drop assassinations in D2 are way more lenient than D1, so I was like at a kind of crazy angle to him there and I could still do it, so It's pretty easy to do. And then we're just gonna far reach to the boat and we are done with this level. It's really quick, the Hypatia level on this run. That, like, flaming bottle strat on her just completely trivializes dealing with her. And so yeah, that one, I mean, it is a place you can lose a lot of runs. It can be scary, especially that Bloodfly hallway. Sometimes the rum will just, like, seemingly not burn it at all, and it's just useless. There's 3 bottles there you can work with, and there's more later in the room, so don't feel like you have to get it on that first try. If you need to use a second bottle to try again, then just go for it. You can always find another. Now, Clockwork, I would say probably the hardest mission on this run, but if you practice it, once again, completely fine. So we're going to run over here, jump onto these to get up here, then we are going to work our way on top of the train station by far reaching to these various balconies and street lamps. And then, once I'm done being stuck on this glass, we want to go and peer our head through this open window, because that is going to start this train sequence. Now, once the guy in red has, like, started getting out of the door, you can go like they're completely oblivious to you here. And once again take the train. Because nobody in this game seems to be able to notice you doing that. Now this bit you want to do a little quick at the start, because these guys can see you pretty easily and they'll turn around quite a lot if you're too slow. So we want to quickly get on top of this. And now this is a slightly scary skip at first, but completely fine with a little practice. What we are looking for is, if you see this metal bit of the shed here, where here and here there's a slight point. It's hard to tell from here, but when you're closer it's easier to see. We're going to try line ourselves up using this point and slowly shuffle ourselves about halfway over this line facing this way. And we are going to use that to give ourselves a little bit extra far reach range. If you see here, I'm probably going to aim for about here on my sword, overlapping it. Not too far, otherwise we're going to fall onto the rails, just like half, I guess, maybe a little less than half of the handle that's remaining. Or maybe about half, actually. And we're going to aim for this thing with our far reach. And completely skip that building with the code in. The alternative, if you don't quite like that, is this thing here can also be far reach too. So you can go from here and that will give you the extra range to get over to the pipe that we just went to. But this only takes 1 far reach, so I like it more. Now here, this guy's a big thing to look out for. Sometimes he's more over here and looking towards you. And if he is, he can see you around this area when you're on this thing. And they can throw rocks at you and it's not fun, so make sure he's looking away. Now, I'm going to do this pretty quick. This is one of the places I like just burning mana to do it quick. And we're going to far reach to this chain. Just drop down. Pull ourselves over here. Now, I don't know why, but I keep dying to this thing. I don't know if I'm, like, just falling through these wooden planks or something, or I'm, like, it's just my PC clips me through it somehow. But I constantly die to this thing if I go too fast. So I go really slow here, and I just pull myself onto the concrete here.
The mansion has a strange...
Right, this part inside here goes pretty fast, and it's a little bit scary, but I'm going to try explain it the best I can. I'll probably pause a lot first time round and then let it like run as one big thing. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab a mana potion. We're going to get our gun out. Now, a lot of strategies for here, and the one you'll see in Triskep's guide, involve shooting out this window at the top so that we can go through the walls and get to Jindosh without him even knowing we're here. I'm not a fan of that because it's got a section at the end where you've got to like shoot Jindosh at his desk, and there's loads of like weird collisions on his desk that can block your bullets, and I don't really like it. There's also guards to sneak past, whereas this strategy I'm doing is a little time sensitive, a little bit execution based, but there's no guards and no weird like shooting to do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull this, immediately shoot out the glass above us, and then I'm going to get my far reach ready to come up here. Then we're going to run into this gap here, and we're going to take the whale oil out. You might have seen like speedrunners and stuff shooting a fire dart through here to hit that without going down. I don't really like doing that because if I'm honest with you, my aim is really bad. I'm terrible at aiming, and I don't want to like pin the run on me having to hit a shot because I will not. So we're just going to go down instead. I'm going to sit next to this and wait for this to stop saying locked so we can instantly hit E on it. Or whatever your button is. Then we're waiting for this to properly come down, and we'll see it make a little jolt to show that it's at its bottom before it starts moving that way. You want it to make sure it has come as far down as it can go, because if you jump too early, this space won't be big enough for you to get through. You're going to fall down, you're probably going to smash the case underneath it, and that is going to wake up all the Clockworks, and they are going to monster kill you, so don't do that. Jump up into here, jump out, and start running through here. Gonna take this mana potion on the left. Now, one thing I do in here throughout this whole thing is I kind of modulate my speed. Sometimes I'll start walking, sometimes I'll run, and it's just because I find that it helps the pacing out. I find if you sprint all the way through here, you can get there too quick and Jindosh isn't in a good position. So we're going to pull that lever to make this start coming through. As you'll see, yeah, I'll sprint a bit, walk a bit. Then here, I start crouching. And Jindosh, we're going to use this thing. He's now got a marker above him, so we know exactly where he is. And you don't have to worry too much about being a little out in the open here. You can see I'm peering out here. Then I'm going to pull myself here, and I'm going to check to make sure he's facing away and he's already pressed the lift. For some reason, if you activate the lift, the Clockworks get suspicious. But if he activates the lift, they don't care. So yeah, once the lift's coming down, we're just going to kill him and dump his body there. So let's go back, I guess, and just look at that without any pauses or whatever. This is like a tough section. It's one you might need to practice a lot. But I promise this strat, if you do practice it, is so like nice because you just don't have to worry about any guard patrols. It's the same every single time. There is no RNG or variance to doing this. It's literally just how you do it.
Jindosh. Goodbye, Grand Inventor.
And that's that. If Jindosh isn't quite in the right position for you, like, don't feel afraid to just wait a little bit there. You can be out in the open a little bit, as long as you're just, you know, not too long. So from here we're going to go deactivate this wall of light around here. Now there is a guard who patrols the whole length of this level. Like she comes up through here, she'll stop there sometimes to look out, then she'll go all the way down this hallway. Depending on where she is, she can notice this wall of light being down and she will come through. If she is peering over a ledge anywhere when she's stopping on her patrol, you're fine. Otherwise, if she is walking up, she will notice it and you need to react in time. You can far reach onto some pipes up here. Just drop assassinate her when she gets too close. A good way of knowing if she's really close to the wall of light is it will turn green to show that there's an ally nearby. So when I get that down, I'm peering, she's not there. I check. She's looking away and she's idling, so we'll just go kill her. If I'd seen her walking towards me, I would have preemptively gone and got up on those pipes to wait for her. Now this is another part that looks hard, but honestly really isn't if you know what to do. And it's the same every time. So we're going to pull the lever to open the door. And at this part, the clockwork's just going to go back and forward around here. We're going to wait for him to go around here, and we know he's going to turn around and come back down here again. And we are looking at this, if you can just about see it, like here, this pillar here. When he gets behind that is when we're going to hit the pressure plate to go, because that's going to bring a wall up. It's going to stop him seeing us. So I see he's behind it. I missed the pressure plate here, but I should have been a little earlier on that. Gonna pull ourselves, making sure to hold forward so we go the extra distance, and run through to here. Now, from here, we're going to be looking at this wall, and we want to pull ourselves before this has gotten all the way down and these are locked into position, because we want to pull ourselves off the pressure plate so these walls rise up again and trap us in this room with Sokolov. And I actually hold back on my far reach there, like rather than holding forwards, I hold backwards so I don't go too far. So we're going to destroy that board over the pressure plate and pick up Sokolov. Now, there's two ways to do what I'm going to do here. Well, it's the same thing, but depending on how safe you want to be. So that clockwork is probably about here right now, behind this wall to my left. If you want to be really safe, you can wait for him to patrol all the way around here. This window that Sokolov's covering is the one we're going to look for. We wait for him to have walked past that, and then we do what I'm about to do. But it's completely safe to go earlier here. So what I'm going to do is stand on this pressure plate. I'm going to actually put... Wow, I know what I'm doing. And then as this is going down, we are aiming for this pillar over here. And we're pulling ourselves through it. Once again, letting it drop down. So we can land on this pressure plate. And get out safely. I'll show that in real time. It looks scary, it looks like you're going to be crushed. If you time it right, you're completely fine. And it's really not that hard to time, I think. It's more generous than it looks. So we're going to pull ourselves out of there and pull ourselves up into here. Now we want to pull this lever and then back off out of here, because we want this elevator to go down and reveal the next level to us. And we're going to pull the lever to go up. And that is the majority of Clockwork Mansion done, really. Like, it's really not that bad. You can sprint here, they'll aggro, but it doesn't matter. They'll never see you or do anything. Drop down. Then we're going to pull ourselves up here. And this is why we broke that window earlier, so we've got a really easy escape through here. We're going to pick up this mana potion just because it's free. And then pull ourselves to the door. We're going to aggro this clockwork, it doesn't matter, we're just going to sprint out and leave. One thing to consider there, the button to leave is also the button to drop Sokolov. So don't like spam as you're leaving. Just be careful with your inputs, because if you drop Sokolov and have to go back in, that Clockwork is going to be waiting for you, so don't do that. Then we're going to go back to lower Aventa here. It's the first option, so just spam E. Pick Sokolov up. Now we're going to go for this window. You'll notice my far reach is not having a good time there. And that's because it's trying to both latch onto this actual windowsill and this like metal bar above it. And it really hates that, so it's just completely jumping between the two. We want to go to the bar, so a bit further away. Because if you go to the windowsill, you will hit the bar and bounce off, so you gotta go to the bar. Then, yeah, we're going to pull ourselves to here. Put your far reach as far as it will go on this, and hold forward to pull yourself the max distance. Then from here, you can just sprint down. Make sure you land on this so you don't drop Sokolov. I don't think he should die if you hard fall and drop him, but it's Dishonored 2. It's really janky. Don't trust anything.
Let's go then.
Just be safe with that. And that's that mission done. So that, like I said, I think is the hardest mission in the whole run, but it can be super, super consistent. It's just probably the one you'll need to practice the most, I'd say. And now, speaking of unskippable cutscenes, here's another one, the worst one.
But somehow different this time.
And this one, I'm probably just going to completely skip, because once again, the only way you can lose your run here is if you fall into the void and have to reset onto the pillar, whatever, the platforms. So just don't do that. It's very easy to not do that.
My dear old aunt.
There we go. More unskippable cutscenes. Then yeah, you go talk to Sokolov and Billy. Go up to the skiff.
Take the skiff.
Billy informs you that you're taking the skiff, as if you don't do that on literally every fucking level. Like, it's not new information, we do that every single time. And we move to Royal Conservatory. This one, pretty quick level. It's a pretty nice one, honestly, pretty consistent one. There's only one, I guess, dangerous part to even think about, which is literally this very first bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to sprint over here, double jump to cut the corner, and then jump up to here. And we want to be quick about this because there is a guard who is going to patrol this whole area. If we are quick, he will not see us at all, but if we are too slow here, he will be able to catch us as we're moving around here. So we want to far reach and pull ourselves all the way behind that, and then double jump up to here. Now I don't know why I do this actually. I like climb up and jump onto that, which is good, but I should have just done it for this one so I don't have to far reach to it. But that's fine. Now, we're going to do a skip here. It's not a skip you have to do, but it's a slightly faster skip. Except that in this run, I mess it up twice, and it takes 3 attempts, so it's actually way slower. If you want to do the normal version, you would just far reach up to here. There's a path you can take on the roofs and some pipes to just go around this thing, and you'll end up in the same place we do. And because I do this wrong, I thought I would start by showing what it looks like when you're not completely washed up. So this is me doing it before. We want to get onto this balcony we can see here. I'm going to try to get my far reach nice and high and along on this, like slope here. Pull myself in, and I'm going to start holding forwards and right and left even, sorry. Just slide down it and slide down onto this thing here. And we're going to pull onto here, make sure we're holding forwards, and we'll pull ourselves over. And that just saves a bit of time. Skips starting this dialogue between the guard and the maid over there too, which is nice because it means that they will start it on the way back and they'll be preoccupied with that instead of looking at us. Now, unfortunately, I'm washed. I'm done. I'm old. So I messed this up a bunch. On this one, I think maybe, yeah, I dropped down far too much at the end there and fall off. I'm not holding into the slope enough on that one, and so I don't stick to it hard enough. Now try again. Same thing. I've just gotten way too low already here and miss it. Now this one I think I also did wrong too. I'm like not high enough here. But you see on this one my angle's a little better and I hold into the wall a little better, so I managed to just about land on the lip. I still kind of did that wrong. The one in the other video was a lot better. Try and do it like that one instead of this one. But that does also show you can do it wrong and it still works. Now from here, we're going to far reach to this watchtower here. And we want to pull out the oil. Far reach onto the sign here. Sort of cross over while we wait for our mana to regen. Then once we get onto here, we can sprint. We're going to go through this second window that's open. Pick up a mana potion. Far reach up here. We can sprint through this bit once we're up here. But then once we hit this door, we want to crouch down again. Jump through. And pull ourselves up here through this open window. You know, I'm just realising now I have not explained this at all, the jumping. I've left that really late to do. When you are crouched, you walk really slow, but your jump speed is not slowed. So we spam jumps to get through things faster, like this. So we're going to pick up the lens. Now, the only thing to think about here is there is one witch who paths between like an idle thing here. She'll walk over here, do an idle thing where she sits on this and like kicks her feet about. And then she'll come back and she will swap between the two on this path. Now, we can't see her right now because she is idling here, which is the best RNG we can hope for. You want her, when you get here, to be starting here so she's walking away. Because we want to use her walking away as our optimal time to far reach down and activate this. Because that gives you the most amount of time where she is not going to be looking at you doing it. So we're going to see. I'm going to pull myself down now. We're going to see she's there. She walks away instantly. That's prime RNG. You have plenty of time to wait. If she's in a bad spot, I'd say literally just stay all the way up there where we started from, where that window to where the lenses was. And just wait for her to do like her whole cycle. Wait for her to come over there, wait behind that bookshelf where she was when we got her, and then let her walk away again. It's completely fine to do. So we're going to jump over there, break through this to go down here, and then there is a little gap here. We're going to crouch and then walk through just to push it away. Get the audiograph. There's a rune in that glass case if you attack it, but we're Emily, so we don't want it. And we're just going to sprint away now. There's a rune on this sofa, but we're Emily, so we don't want it. Then we're going to come back the exact way we came, by going back onto this. Now this far reach kind of depends on like where, like what angle the watchtower is at. Sometimes if it is not facing the right way, you will just never be able to connect onto this balcony. If that happens, that's fine. Just put the whale oil back in, let it spin to a good angle, and then do it. I find that if that little platform that's sticking out sort of directly like parallel to the whale oil is facing the sign for the conservatory, you are probably fine. Like there's probably enough space to get your far reach off. Face plant that window for fun. Then from here, we're going to go up onto this street lamp, across to this one, and then we can far reach down to here by aiming a little up from it. Sprint down, this fall won't do any damage, and then we can talk to Megan again.
Yes. Let's go. Take me back to the dreadful whale.
So that should be a nice and quick and easy level, if you don't, like, fail the skip repeatedly, which you won't, because you're going to be better at this than me. I am washed up and old and useless, but you should still listen to me and do what I say in this guide. So this is a nice treat. We get to talk to Sokolov instead of Billy this time. How awesome. And we're going to move on to the Dust District, which is, like, really short in this run, because the whole level is based around usually trying to go to one of the two leaders of the district in order to do something for them so they'll give you the code to unlock the door. But we simply know how to unlock the door already, so we ain't doing anything for them. They can go fuck themselves. We are simply gonna do it for ourselves because we're self-sufficient. So you can sprint basically all the way up to these stairs, and then I like to crouch down just so no one hears you. We're going to aim a far reach for this shadowed part over here, making sure we pull ourselves forward. Get to see my wallpaper because I clicked on the wrong thing. Now, yeah, we want to double jump up into here. Now this guard, he likes to just turn his head side to side while he's looking. So I just want to make sure he's looking away from here so we can pull ourselves over. It doesn't really matter, I think, but it's just nice if he doesn't see you. Also, there can be a guard behind this pillar, so I don't like to get too close to this. I like to just far reach from a range. And we can just sprint through here. Doesn't matter, they're never going to see us or anything. So we're going to go straight for the puzzle. To our left in the actual level, if you go down the stairs, there's a really easy black market shop. Like, there's no threat to it at all. So if you want to, like, buy anything for, like, the last couple levels, that is the place I'd recommend doing it. But we're not, because we're Emily. Now when we get here, one of the names is going to be on there twice. So just spin it until you've got all 5 women there. And then we're going to start on the riddle. Now, the riddle is a completely solved thing. It's the same every time, just the names are randomized. And so, this is what I use for it. There's a lot of things online that can show you how to do it, so you can find whichever one works for you the best, or you can screenshot this if you want it. So essentially, these colours are all positions that match each other every time. So whichever name and whichever item are in these positions that are color-coded together, they are going to be the ones that go together. So for example, in the one in this picture here, Natsuo would have the bird pendant, Winslow would have the war medal, etc. And so, you see here, there's only one yellow, and that just means that that one is whichever one is not attributed to one of the other women. So you can just spin the dial for that one until it works. So here, we're just going to see me. Do it now. I just do one at a time because I'm not very good at remembering a bunch of them in my head at once. So I just look at, yeah, one at a time. I'm just going to speed this up because I'm slow.
Now to find Irma Stilton.
Cool, and that is the Dust District done. It's a really nice level. It's literally just that one bit at the start you've got to get past where you could possibly get hit. And then I just keep the, I'd put that riddle on my phone, the key for solving it. You could put it on a second monitor or something, and just get it up when you get to this part, just so it's easy access.
That's strange.
Now, cracking the slab, very cool level. A little hard to explain at times, potentially, just because there's a lot of hopping between present and past, so I'm going to try do my best to make it quite simple. We run in here. I missed the hole because I'm stupid.
This is a mercy.
I'm killing Stilton just because it makes this cutscene trigger a little quicker. Obviously, if you're doing a non-lethal run, do not do that. Another unskippable cutscene. Running theme in this game. So once he gives us this timepiece, we're gonna like instantly be on like a timer for this first part of the level, basically. Or as soon as we activate the timepiece, I should say. And it's pretty simple when it actually comes to it. The guard layout, you don't actually have to interact with the guards at all, but I like knocking them out because it just makes the upstairs section a little bit comfier, and it's completely free to do. So we're going to grab this, instantly transition to start this scripted event, and then instantly go back again. Now, this guy I'm focusing on is who we're going to be using to do all of our timings for this. He's got a very nice animation he always does, where he does like a salute to his chest, and that's a really easy visual cue for us to know when we're going to start travelling to do the whole part of this level. Because once he does that salute to his chest, he turns around, and at that point you already know that the red guard, see look, there's the salute, it's going to turn around, and we're going to instantly choke him out and start moving forward with him just to keep pace with her. We know once he's turned around she's ahead of him, so we're safe to do that. Then we're going to choke her out as well. And then we're going to transition back to the present and sprint through here and up the stairs. We don't need to worry about that other guard in the chair, he can't do anything. Go back to the past, go through here, instantly back to the present, and we're going to jump down here. Now we get under this table because we want to go back to the past and grab this key. You're going to see this guard like start aggroing on you, like you do not have to worry at all. As long as you're quick about picking this up and then travelling back. He's not going to do anything to you. Jump back up here. Travel back to the past, and you can just walk through here. You can sprint even and it shouldn't really matter, yeah. Through this door, and then once you're in here you want to start crouching again. Now here, there is a nest keeper, you see. He does a big path all the way along here and round to here. He is one of the people I like to sleep dart with the 3 that I got from Hypatia's room. You don't really have to. If you want to wait, you could just wait for him to go all the way over here and he will never bother you. But that's slow, and since he's here, I'm just going to sleep dart him because I don't want to deal with him. Now we're going to use the fire darts we also got from Hypatia once he's knocked out. I'm going to burn this and destroy that one just for fun. And then we're going to jump right up to the door, travel to the past and go through it. And that's a really easy, nice way to get through that without any sort of hassle. No like RNG guard patrols or anything. So here, there's a guard to your left at the end of this corridor. You can completely ignore him for this. He's not going to do anything. We're going to hop over here. And it is very important you sleep dart Stilton, because if you kill him, there's still going to be guards in that start area when we leave.
This is to keep you from
And we don't want that. So we knock out Stilton and go back to the present, which is now fixed. The present fixes the second that sleep dart touches him. You don't have to wait for him to be knocked out. My game just kept crashing when I did that for some reason, so I was like a little slow on this one to make sure it didn't do that. From here, we're just going to run up, destroy the wood on this door.
Things seem to be the worst here.
Jump down here to start yet another unskippable cutscene. Then we're going to see Delilah put a soul into this, and once this marker disappears next to them, you can leave. About now. So as we walk through here, we're going to press this button. We want to... I'll go back, sorry. We want to cozy right up to this door before we press the button, so that we only have to move a little bit before we can activate this to go forward, I guess, in time. I always forget which order it is. To go forward in time again. Because when we go through this door, we're going to be back in time, so there's going to be guards right next to us. And so we want to just instantly time travel so that they can't get us. And then you can just leave. Just sprint in a straight line out of there. These guys will like act like they're gonna aggro, but if you just keep running, they're never gonna do anything. And that is cracking the slab completely done, other than yet another very long and skippable cutscene. But thanks to the magic of YouTube, we can skip it, so I'm going to. And this has the exact same caveats as all the others. You're in this void area, so don't fall off the edge. That's the only way to get hit. Other than that, you are completely fine.
The world contains more mysteries than I imagined.
Now, because we did the because we knocked out Stilton. Have I been saying Sokolov the whole time? There's nobody here, so we can just sprint through and you can't get hit. It's really nice. We're going to drop down here because there's a mana potion. That's only there if you knocked him out. If you killed him, that's not there. And mission is done for real this time.
Yes, I found a way to get around Paolo.
So we're going to wake up. Jessamyn's going to talk to us. We're going to run out here. This has opened now, so we can jump up here to go talk to the guys. Just another little cool change they did to the hub area. The really good Dishonored 2 hub area. That's much better than the thriving and alive one in Dishonored 1.
Should we head toward the palace? Alright, let's go.
So, Grand Palace is the RNG level, because the Duke can be in 5 different places, and it's really hard to practice all of them, because it's random which ones you're going to get when you practice. So we'll get to that when we get to that though. We're going to start by just sprinting through here. Crouch down here and wait for these 2 guards we see in front of us to both be heading towards the other direction. And then we can jump past them. Sprint when we get to here. Ignore the homeless guy for good luck. Jump up there. Pull ourselves through here. Through this window. And through this room. Now, we're going to jump onto this and we're going to far reach over to here. It is important you do that quickly, because there are guards patrolling down here, and there is one of them who can see you when you're on this, or on this balcony. So we just want to be snappy about it. Then onto this balcony, and onto this. I know it's going to look like the watchtower can see us when we're on the street lamp. It can't, so don't worry. Then over to here. Then we want to get up on top of this building that's got the windmill on it. We want to come up this way because there is a weird RNG thing with this guard who is playing dice down to our left, where he will sometimes just stand up and see you if you come from the front. That went quite quickly, I'm going to go back. So we're going to get up to here. We want to pull ourselves onto the windmill to deactivate it, and then drop down to here. This guy, if he is standing up, if he does the weird like buggy RNG where he doesn't do this dice game and he just stares out there, he's going to be able to see you when you drop down here. So if you see him standing up, you want to just be quick about when you get down here. Instantly far-reaching to the watchtower, don't wait around. If you get this RNG, you can just sit here and it doesn't matter. Like, I can wait for my mana to regen. If he was standing up, I wouldn't. So pull that out and far-reach to here. Now, one thing for when you're practicing that I do recommend is make a save here, because the Duke's RNG is going to be decided when we go through this door. And if you want to make practicing easier, you want to be able to just skip this like whole bit we've just done here and keep just like throwing yourself through here, see what Duke it is. If it's one that you haven't got a save file for, make a save file for that so you can practice it. And if it's one you've already done, then just reset to this point and go through. It might take ages to get all 5 of them. It's really not nice. I don't know if there's mods yet to force a certain Duke, but if there aren't, then this is just how you're going to do it, I'm afraid. So from here, we want to pull off our reach, sort of far as it go down there, pull ourselves forward, and like quickly interact with the door. Once you've interacted with the door, nobody can do anything to you, so don't worry about guards like starting to aggro. From here, we're going to hop up to this for a bit of extra height and pull ourselves into this carriage. We're going to get up onto the roof of this station, and we're going to hop along these, whatever they are, lamps I guess, until we get to this wooden roof bit over here. Now, I actually got a glitch in this run at this point, which is unfortunate, so once again, I'm going to show you how this bit should work in a real run from one of my older ones. Where is it? So, when you pull yourself to that roof we were looking at, there was a maid down here who is talking, and she's going to say, "It'll be a long night. I've been told to bring food to X place, and it will be one of the 5 places the Duke can spawn." Now, what she says here will always be the correct Duke. That is the real one, that will never be the body double. So, in this case, we'll see in Delilah's chambers. That's the real one. That will never be the body double. I know that the real Duke is in Delilah's chambers here. And another thing to consider is that there will always be one of the 2 in the Duke's quarters. So if she says anywhere other than the quarters, then the fake Duke will still be in that room. I'm not going to go too in depth on all the different Dukes, because Triskept also did a good video on Duke RNGs, and I don't think there's anything I could really add, so I'm just going to link it in the description if you want to see all of them. He plays as Corvo in that video, but everything in there will still work as Emily, so it's still perfectly fine to use for this. So, I, however, on this run, got this glitch where she said it will be a long night, and then she just walked away, which is awesome, so I didn't hear where he was going to be. So the way that I handled this was I start, because this here, underneath here, is a Duke spawn location, so I tried to just spy through there to see if I could see him, and then instead I decided, since I know one of them will always be in his chambers, I might as well go in there and see. Because either it's the real one and I kill him, or it's the fake one and I'll talk to him, and he should, I believe, tell me where the real one is. So, gonna go in here for his chambers, and we're gonna pull up here. The Duke does not aggro if he sees you, unless you have already done something to aggro by like killing the other Duke. And so, there's a couple ways to tell which Duke is real. They've got like comically simple vocal lines where the real one will go, "Damn, I'd love being the Duke," or damn, it sucks being rich and everyone is ruled by me. It's such an awful life. Whereas the fake one will walk around going, I hate looking like the Duke and my job sucks. You know, it's pretty easy to figure out. The fake one also smokes while the real one doesn't. But the big thing that I looked for here is they both have a key on their belt. And the fake Duke will have a key to his chest, whereas the real Duke will have the vault key. So I go behind him, I see he's got the vault key, and I just kill him because I know that is the real one. So even though the glitch was really bad, we actually got insane RNG by him just being in here. And when I come through this room, I always like to kill this guy out here, who's patrolling up and down, just because he can sometimes see you when you're heading towards the vault. So I'm going to pull myself onto these rocks down here, then pull myself onto the vault. I like going in through this way for the vault. You can also go inside and like behind a shelf in the kitchen that you like press a button to move, but this is simpler to me. There's a clockwork in here. You ignore him every time. We pull ourselves here and interact with Delilah's spirit thing. That will cause the clockwork to explode here, so it doesn't matter. The explosion doesn't do damage either. Pick up the mana potion. We're just going to leave out this window we came through. And then just pull ourselves down here. There is another clockwork that patrols outside, so you know, like don't sprint or anything until you're down here. Just be safe about it. And then we're going to run here and wait God knows how long for Megan to show up. It's so slow. I'm just going to speed it up. Pull ourselves to there, interact, and we're done. So, like I said, it's not the hardest one, but it's the hardest to learn. Just because there's so many RNGs and you can't guarantee you're going to even get all of them to practice on. So, just try and make a bunch of save files, like spam go through that door until you've got all of them. And now, the final mission's pretty easy. You don't have to talk to anyone, just go straight to the skiff. And we are going to do a strat here that looks really stupid. But I promise it's super safe. Even on no powers, it is completely safe. It works for Ghost as well, every difficulty. It looks too simple to be correct, but it's right. It starts you with the heart, so just get your far reach out. Pull yourself up here. This door here is a black market shop if you want it. You just need to be careful because there's dogs that will walk up this stretch. So if you are going to use this, make sure you just know what you want to buy and do it quickly. And if not, we are just going to sprint, and we are going to sprint all the way to the end of the level. We go through this door, and we're going to go down here, just so the dogs don't see us early. They'll aggro around here, leap over this, double jump to get through there, and we are just done with that whole section. Like, if you just follow that path and never stop sprinting, completely safe, completely easy. From here, gonna want to jump up here, jump to that, and pull yourself over this. Now, we're gonna far reach over this fence. We want to try get our far reach sort of along this wall over the fence. Then we're going to double jump to get it high and pull ourselves forward. Making sure we're holding forward again. And then pull ourselves onto this outside bit of the wall. Over there. And then we're going to drop down and interact with the doors we're falling. And that's the outside done very quickly, very safely. Just got to practice pulling yourself over that wall a little bit. But with double jump it's pretty much fine. Now from here, there's mana potion along this corridor to your right if you want it. We're going to pull ourselves up to here. Now when you pull yourself to here, I cannot stress how important it is that you do not hold forward to pull yourself up. Just completely stop touching all your keys while you go up here. Because if you hold forward to pull yourself, you can launch yourself into this glass door, and it will alert every witch in the area, and they can teleport. So they will teleport to you and instantly kill you, and that's not very fun when this is the final level of the run. So the strat I do here is a little riskier. I'll show you an easier but slower one after this, but this is a faster one that I kind of like doing now. So we're going to open this door and instantly choke this witch out and pull her back in so she doesn't get seen. We're going to quickly close this door so nobody checks it out and pull ourselves forward just so the witch to our left doesn't see us. Now I'm going to jump past this because there's dogs in that hallway. And we need to be quick about this because there's a clockwork over there, there's a witch over there, and dogs that patrol there. So we want to get up here really quickly. So we're going to pull ourselves here, quick as we can. Now we want to get to this thing here, and we don't want her to see us or the dogs to see us. We can't go to this chandelier, at least on very hard. I haven't tried on normal, but if you go to this chandelier you get spotted. So we're going to do it from this one instead. So I far reach, and you can see it put me there when I far reached. So I pull up and pull down, and sometimes doing that, just having it change target a few times, it will go to a valid target that it wouldn't otherwise. Because if I had pulled myself there, it wouldn't have been far enough. I would have face planted around here, they would have seen me and killed me. Because I can do it here and pull myself forward, I can go all the way over here, squeeze behind this while I wait for this to come up, and then walk through and past the door. And that's done. Now let me get the other way of doing it up. This is a much slower way, but it's much safer. And if this is your first run and you just want to complete it, then this is what I think you probably should do. So pull yourself up to here, turn around and close the door so they don't check that out. Gonna pull ourselves onto this bookcase, and then we are just gonna go chandelier to chandelier. You don't have to care about this clockwork, he'll never see you unless you fall. And we're just gonna pull ourselves to that exact chandelier we ended up on, and the rest of it's the same. So that's the easy route if you wanna do it safer and slower. And like I said, I recommend you do it that way. But it is more fun to do it the other way, so you know, if you're cool with losing the run and all that, which you should be, because losing builds character, then do it the fun way. So we get another unskippable cutscene here, and unlock this door with another unskippable cutscene. You can sprint in this room, just when you get to the door you want to crouch because there's a dog in the bed over there. Jump down, and then you want to have the heart equipped, and you press whatever the button to use your powers is on Delilah, and it will start that cutscene. Just don't get seen by her. This is super important. See where I'm walking here between these statues to the right of it? You have to go this way. If you go forward and around, for some reason when you kill Delilah, all of her clones will still spawn next to you, and they will instantly attack you, and they will like definitely hit you. So go through this gap here, stick tight to the right here. And then we just want to climb up this. I don't know why I do it this way, I really screw it up. Just make sure you don't fall, because it would be a really sad time to take damage. Then sneak up behind Delilah, stab her, and you're basically done. We're going to aim our far reach at the ground here to pull ourselves down and take no damage. Walk back out, and once you interact with Corvo here, the run is officially done. Congratulations on no hitting, no damaging Dishonored 2, hopefully. And so, yeah, we check our in-game time here. 47 minutes. Despite how many things I messed up on this, like, this was not that clean of a run by any means. And it's still really quick. Like, a lot of Dishonored 2 runs you'll see range from, the 55 to an hour 10 sort of mark. So this is really nice and quick and efficient because we've just not been doing anything to sidetrack ourselves. We're not picking up runes we don't need. We're not going to shops or anything. We're just completely steamrolling through the game as quick as possible. We got some decent RNG here that helped with the time, but I'd say this route, can be anywhere from 47 to, well, it can probably be anywhere from 45 to 50, depending on how you play it. So it's really nice and quick, which in no-hit runs I think is quite important, because it's less to actually, take in your brain when you're memorizing the route, and also, just means if you get hit and you have to reset, then it's not as bad. We haven't used as much time up by that point, so yeah, I'm really like this route. I hope somebody gets some use out of this. Please run Dishonored as a series. They're really good. More people should be playing them. They're really fun. And that is it for this guide. If you've got any questions ever, there is the Team Hitless Discord. Everyone there is super friendly, so if you want to ask questions, then go in there and ask in the Dishonored channels, and somebody should answer. And yeah, have a good one.